seated, keep your arms, hands, feet, and legs inside the vehicle. We're also going to ask that parents please supervise young ones away from any of our train openings. Our next stop will be Tomorrowland Station.
Hello everyone! Thanks for joining us on the Disneyland Railroad. For a safe ride, remember to stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your kids.
¿Qué tal amigos? Y bienvenidos a bordo. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren. Y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
As we leave Toontown Depot, we get a real nice view of the happiest land of them all, Fantasyland. You can see people stepping onto It's a Small World just below us. And, off in the distance, majestic Matterhorn Mountain. Steaming forward into the future to a land inspired by visions of tomorrow, both practical and imagined. Here you'll find rocket ships and star speeders, submarines and astroblasters, and, if you look overhead, maybe a glimpse of a Mark 7 monorail. This is the latest version of the first daily operating monorail system in the entire Western Hemisphere, gliding above Disneyland since 1959. Below the monorail, and us, are the fun-filled roadways of the Autopia. Drivers of all ages can get behind the wheel of these cars. No experience or license required. If you're into soaring spaceships, or doing battle with evil empires and emperors, Tomorrowland is definitely the place for you. Speaking of which, we're pulling into Tomorrowland Station right now. If you're leaving us here, just stay seated until we come to a full stop. Gather your belongings, including lightsabers and astroblasters, and step carefully from the train. Thanks, and have fun in the future. For the rest of you, just sit tight. We'll be on our way again in just a minute.
please remain seated. Keep your arms, hands, feet, and legs inside the vehicle. We're also going to ask that parents please supervise young ones away from any of our train openings. Our next stop will be Main Street Station. However, before we head to Main Street, we will be making a detour to the Grand Canyon. As we get to the Grand Canyon, we're just going to ask that there's no flash photography or video lighting, and that all light-up toys be turned off at this time.
To those who have just come aboard, welcome. The next leg of our journey will take us from the fantastic world of the future to the breathtaking beauty of nature's own design, the Grand Canyon. For your safety, stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. Watch your children and no flash photography.
Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren y cuide a los pequeños. Por favor, no tome fotografías con flash.
That was the Grand Canyon as we know it today. But it wasn't always this way. Now, let's travel back in time, way back in time, to the fantastic past of the Primeval world, land of the dinosaurs. We're now returning to our own time and to Main Street Station, gateway to Disneyland. If you're leaving us here, stay in your seat until we come to a full stop. Remember to gather all your personal belongings and step carefully from the train.
Alright folks, we're now entering Main Street Station. At this time, we just ask that you please remain seated until the train comes to a full complete stop. Be advised folks, Main Street Station is the only station without a ramp or elevator, so if you control our road trip, we kindly recommend that you keep it folded, that we can carry it down the stairs. And just another reminder folks, New Orleans First Station VA is currently closed, so if you're heading towards Adventureland, Frontierland, or Star Wars, this will be your closest stop to all those lands and attractions.
finalize those seats, please remain seated. Parents, if you're in the center openings of the train, please make sure you have all small children under 7 away from the center openings of the train at all times for their safety or on the left. Once again, folks, for those of you just boarded, just a heads up, our next stop, New Orleans Square Station, is currently closed due to the construction around our area. No one is allowed to get off at that station. We're just going to be stopping there for operational purposes only. This train's ready to roll. Please remain seated once you finalize those seats. Welcome aboard, everyone. At this time, train's ready to be in motion. Please remain seated at all times, keeping all arms, hands, feet, and legs inside the train. Parents, please supervise children. Make sure they're always seated as well, either on a bench or on a lap, and please seat the small ones under 7 away from the door openings of the train. Once again, folks, our next station is currently closed due to the construction around the area. No one is allowed to get on or off at our next stop. We are just going to be stopping there for operational purposes only. So please remain seated. We do have 3 stops in total to get on or off that we have here at Main Street, Toontown, Tomorrowland.
Welcome aboard the Disneyland Railroad. We're embarking on a grand circle tour of the Magic Kingdom. We'll be stopping at New Orleans Square, Mickey's Toontown, and Tomorrowland. We'll also visit the Grand Canyon and make a trip back in time to the Primeval world and the age of the dinosaurs before returning to Main Street Station. As we begin our journey, remember that for a safe trip, you need to stay seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your children.
Bienvenidos a bordo del Disneyland Railroad. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
Our first stop is New Orleans Square Station. But to get there, we need to pass through the wilds of Adventureland. It may seem peaceful through here, but trust me, it's a real jungle out there. Literally. So be on the lookout. You just never know what might be lurking along the rails. Just ahead is New Orleans Square. This station also serves Frontierland and Bayou Country.
Once again, folks, in the construction around this area, no one is allowed to get on or off at the station. Unfortunately, we aren't just stopping here for operational purposes only to possibly change out our engine crew or fill up the train with water. So while our engineers are doing what they need to do, please remain seated. We'll be on our way as soon as possible as we get the green light and our engineers are done. Our next stop to get off at will be Toontown Depot, gateway to Fantasyland. From there, you can get to Adventureland, Frontierland, New Orleans as well. But not this stop because this stop is closed, so please remain seated. We'll be on our way as soon as possible. Once again, please remain seated. Once again, folks, the station is closed due to construction. We'll be on our way as soon as possible. Your next stop to get off at Toontown Depot. Looks like we're currently filling up our train with water right now. Shouldn't take more than a few minutes, so once they're done and we have the green light, we'll continue on our way as soon as possible. Alrighty, everyone, thank you so much for your patience. We should be done filling up with water in just a few. We'll be on our way as soon as possible.